The breaking news.
Hello everyone and welcome back to All Transfer News. Today we've got the latest updates on our beloved club, Liverpool. But before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a moment of Liverpool transfer news. Let's get started.
The Premier League have just done Florian Wirtz and Liverpool a massive favor. Liverpool will be set to hand out quite a few debuts on the opening day of the new season. The Reds may be in the midst of one of their busiest ever transfer windows, but attentions are starting to turn to the new season already. Before anything else, Arne Slot's immediate priority will be overseeing Liverpool's pre-season preparations. His focus will be on ensuring the squad is physically and tactically ready to adopt his playing philosophy ahead of the 2025-26 Premier League campaign. Among the new arrivals, Florian Wirtz is expected to be a major figure Slot can work with during this crucial phase. The German international is on the verge of finalizing a move to Liverpool, a deal believed to be worth £100 million up front, with an additional £16 million in performance-related bonuses. Naturally, expectations will be high, and they may rise further once Liverpool's first fixture is known. Still, this match could serve as an ideal opportunity for Wirtz to announce his arrival on English soil. Florian Wirtz could make his Liverpool debut against Bournemouth. Fixture release day is always met with anticipation by football fans, and this year is no different. Supporters are eager for a manageable opening match to ease into the new season. This time around, Liverpool will be kicking off the entire Premier League calendar as they welcome Bournemouth to Anfield on Friday, August 15th, with an 8 p.m. kickoff. If all goes as expected, that evening will mark Florian Wirtz's Premier League debut. An occasion set under the iconic Anfield lights, in front of a passionate home crowd. It's hard to imagine a more fitting stage for a debut. There are two ways to interpret this scenario. On one hand, Wirtz may benefit from the comfort of playing in front of his own fans, easing the pressure somewhat. On the other, being part of the league's curtain raiser will undoubtedly place him under the microscope, with rival fans and pundits watching his every move. But for a player like Wirtz, 22 and brimming with confidence, the spotlight might not intimidate. It may energize him. He'll likely see this as a golden opportunity to make a bold first impression, turning the league's scheduling into an early advantage for both him and Liverpool. Wirtz could flourish in the opener against Bournemouth. If there's one certainty going into next season, it's that Liverpool's attacking unit looks poised to reach new heights. The Reds could become a terrifying prospect for opposition defenses, and Wirtz is expected to be a central piece of that puzzle. Bournemouth may offer the ideal opposition for Wirtz to showcase his talents. With every touch likely to be met with thunderous cheers from the Anfield faithful, the momentum could be in his favor from the first whistle. As is often the case in a Milos Kerkez deal to be completed next week, Liverpool FC fans can look forward to a week of unveilings. As one of the worst-kept secrets in English football, Milos Kerkez's transfer to Liverpool is set to be finalized next week. According to journalist Ben Jacobs and TalkSport's Alex Crook, the fee will be 40 €, meaning Liverpool have managed to sway Bournemouth slightly off the rumored 45 €, asking price. It will be an exciting week as Florian Wirtz is set to complete his move from Bayer Leverkusen on Friday for an eye-watering €119, a British transfer record. After Liverpool finalize both Wirtz and Kerkez, expect Liverpool to focus on selling players such as Darwin Núñez, while addressing other needs in the squad, depending on outgoings, including a striker, left winger, centre-back, and centre or defensive midfielder. In TalkSport's story with Alex Crook commenting on the Kerkez deal, Crook says this about Liverpool's potential business after Kerkez, with emphasis on the English champions' continued interest in Newcastle United's Alexander Isak and Anthony Gordon. They are massive admirers of Alexander Isak, no question about that, but it would take a huge offer to prize him away from Newcastle. The Gordon one is interesting. It's one I've always kept in my back pocket, as one that could be revisited because he was very close to joining Liverpool this time last year. Really close. To the extent where the deal was down to the final stages, and I think Newcastle just decided, we actually can't part company with this guy. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's still an itch there on Liverpool's part that needs to be scratched. But I think it would take a big offer, and maybe they're going to have to get players off the payroll before they would look at that. Liverpool's squad was ripe for a talent refresh anyway, But a hilarious coincidence of the Reds keeping their powder dry last summer and winning the league has brought together a perfect storm of Liverpool actually having a transfer war chest with targets eager to join. It's very, very funny. Long may it continue. United's secret weapon in the transfer battle. While rival clubs may dangle bigger paychecks or the lure of Champions League football, none can match Manchester United's secret weapon in the race for Victor Gyökeres. Ruben Amorim. This isn't just about tactics or scouting reports. It's personal. Amorim isn't some distant admirer. He's the manager who molded Gyökeres into the prolific striker he is today at Sporting CP. And in football, relationships often matter just as much, if not more, than finances. Imagine it from Gyökeres' point of view. Would you rather gamble on a new system under an unfamiliar coach? Or return to the one manager who knows how to unleash your full potential, the rivals? Who else wants Gyökeres? Of course, United aren't the only club watching Gyökeres closely. Arsenal are reportedly tracking him too, and they have two significant advantages: a budget to spend and a seat at the Champions League table, something United can't currently offer. But football transfers aren't decided purely on paper. Players often follow their gut and their heart. And here's something to remember. Gyökeres has previously expressed a desire to play in the Premier League. That preference puts United in a stronger position compared to suitors outside of England. Still, the real question remains. Can United convince him to pick Old Trafford over other English clubs that might look more appealing at the moment? Can United afford him? Let's address the elephant in the room, the price tag. Sporting reportedly value Gyökeres at around £84 million, although whispers of a gentleman's agreement suggest he could be available for less. Is that too steep for United? Maybe. But it's also about perspective. Consider this. United have spent similar sums on players like Antony, signings that haven't exactly lived up to expectations. So wouldn't it make more sense to invest in someone who has already shown he can deliver consistently? They've already splashed out on Matheus Cunha and are in talks with Brentford for Bryan Mbeumo. If they're serious about Gyökeres, they'll find a way to make the finances work. In reality, the question isn't whether United can afford Gyökeres, it's whether they can afford not to sign him. What's the cost of solving your striker problem once and for all? The Champions League dilemma. Now comes United's biggest hurdle: no Champions League football next season. For a top-tier striker like Gyökeres, that's a genuine concern. Players of his caliber dream of European nights under the lights, competing against the best. But here's where Amorim's influence could prove crucial. United are still one of the biggest clubs in the world, and if Gyökeres believes in Amorim's project, he might see missing out on Europe this year as a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. Sometimes, taking one step back allows you to take two steps forward. If he trusts the vision at Old Trafford, the lack of Champions League football may not be a deal-breaker. If Gyökeres proves out of reach, United do have a backup plan. Hugo Ekitike. The 22-year-old forward currently playing for Eintracht Frankfurt is full of promise. He's younger, less expensive, and potentially easier to sign. But he's also unproven at the same level. That's the risk. Ekitike doesn't have the same track record, nor the previous working relationship with Amorim. And even though he may have high potential, it's clear Gyökeres is the more complete and ready-made solution for United's striker dilemma. Besides, competition for Ekitike is heating up too. Both Liverpool and Chelsea have shown interest, which means United may face the same transfer tug-of-war even for their backup option. Why this transfer matters for United's future landing Gyökeres would send a powerful message. United mean business. It would show they're ready to invest in elite talent and solve a problem that's plagued them for years: consistent goal scoring. For too long, United have lacked a clinical forward. They've got solid players in most areas, but up front, they've been lacking. Imagine how different this past season might have looked if they had someone putting away 50 goals in all competitions. How many draws would have been wins? How many losses could have been avoided? Gyökeres wouldn't just boost their attack, he'd transform the team's mindset. Knowing there's a reliable finisher up top brings belief and confidence to every player on the pitch. United fans, hope or hype? Fans have been here before.